Good afternoon, I should say. We're winding down the year of 2011. And this has been a great day for me because I received quite a generous Christmas gift from my son. And so I've been to the thrift store. It was heaven. It was just heaven. And I also took my walker for the first time on the bus.
I know, I'm very proud of you for that. But you said this was heaven, but also, if you accept that there's a heaven, there's also a little piece of hell around here, right? And here is the little piece of hell. See,
as you can guess,
she had to buy me something for Christmas.
well, you're supposed to look in the mirror and bend it.
No, wait a minute. Unfortunately,
this
woman spends she spares no expense on the stuff that she goes and buys me. This is the first time I've ever had a hat like this. And you know what?
It's an authentic Australian walkabout hat. And someone has, bent it here and there and the other way.
It's made out of leather.
I know, it's real leather. And he just has to fuss with it and bend it, He's got it kind of. But I've always wanted him to have an Australian walkabout hat.
I've always wanted
So when he goes to Australia.
That's right. And what the Aborigines to go, well, we finally sunk to a new low. We thought that kangaroo sat on that hat and got rid of it. Holy crap.
But the leather is so beautiful, and I know if you work with it and sculpture it to your style, he's just going to love it. In fact, he'll probably insist on wearing it when I don't even want him to.
Wait a second. This is my style. It's already sculpted to my style. All wrinkled up, bent out of shape. Wondering where did that come from? That kangaroo must have sat on my head. What was I thinking? See, it says right here, walkabout, real leather hats.
That's all it needed, but let me tell you what was so wonderful about it. I got this blouse, which you can see is a lovely blouse, 2 more blouses. I got 3 big books.
Are they Australian?
3 books. This is, this is heavy. This is St. Bernard's 9 plays. And this is Eleanor and Franklin Roosevelt. And then this other one is a poet.
Oh.
And I got those 3 books, my 3 blouses, and this wonderful Australian walkabout for what? $7.
I still think.
That's all.
I think $7 for that. You overpaid it, believe me. I heard you sat on this in the bus.
It was included with all the rest of it.
Didn't you sit up? What did they have? A little grab bag there? $7 for everything.
No, but I saw that and I said that could be made into something. That hat has character.
Yeah.
I mean,
I know. Just a schmuck that would wear it, probably in public too. Oh, by the way, I want to correct you on one thing. That one book on 12 plays, it's not St. Bernard. It's
St. Bernard. What did they say? Bernard Shaw. St. Bernard.
Listen,
but this has got
people in the world,
Caesar and Cleopatra in it, and I gave the memoirs of Cleopatra to all the women in the family this year. And it's a book to pass around to empower you to read about the Queen of Egypt. And I read it. It's 1,000 words. I read it before Christmas even came. My sister Linda took it, and she's been reading it.
Wait a minute. I thought you said it was 1,000 pages.
It is 1,000 pages.
Well,
did I say words? Oh, well. Excuse
Woman's
me.
a little excited.
I'm a little bit,
excited.
I mean, I didn't get back home. He called 5 times thinking, I was up there on the floor or something. But he ought to have known that I had to go get my Christmas shopping done in the thrift store.
Wow.
Magic. So I'm all set now to read 9 plays by George Bernard Shaw. And Then, of course, we're going to talk about politics because I'm looking for a candidate to vote for, and I'm having a terrible time. I can't vote Democrat because it's not pro-life. The platform is pro-choice. So yesterday I made him watch.
You didn't make me do anything.
Well, I said we've got to watch, and so the poor people the jobless people were speaking back in Iowa. They were getting up there and saying, we need a president, we need a candidate that's going to do this, this, and this. I've been out of work. Another guy got up and said, my education costs $62,000 and I can't even get a job. He can't get a job after spending $62,000.
Listen, when I was in college, I've known several people who had been there for like 12 years, several majors. They didn't want to get out of school. Somebody
no, they didn't want a real job. Well, I think this guy, I know there's people out there trying to get a job in the field that they studied, and they can't get one.
Well, change fields.
So anyway, a whole bunch of people got up and told how they were worried about this, they were worried about that.
People.
Well,
six
more than that.
Okay, 7.
And we were all waiting for Romney.
7.5. Don't forget.
And I'm from Utah, so Romney, the Mormon, is sort of, I was looking him over, and guess what? Well, he got impatient with those jobless people and those Occupy people getting up there.
Most of them weren't jobless. They just don't like Democrats, and they don't like who being the president.
Well, anyway, he was impatient. And so then Romney finally came. He was late, and he got up and he started in. And I swear to you, I have heard this kind of sermon for years in Mormon Utah. He gets up, he said, now I like this Star-Spangled Banner. I like this line. And then he repeated the line. I said, he went on in this vein for a little while, and I said, oh, my gosh, he's not even acting like he heard these people who are desperate, who think that our way of life is disappearing, the middle class is disappearing.
Wait a second now.
We don't, they're worried about the job, the future, Social Security, and here he is giving a little harmless
wrapping
speech.
himself in the flag. Wrap yourself in the flag.
Wrapping himself in the flag that's true, that's what he did. And, well, no, that wasn't going to offend anybody, but it wasn't going to inspire anybody either. And I just couldn't take it. I just got, like heck.
I was inspired. I said, hey, if there's only one candidate on the ballot and it's him, I ain't voting.
You're not voting?
No. I don't care if the Democrats don't show up.
And I thought, gosh, if I heard these people
and he didn't
talking like they were talking, I would at least show in some sign with my voice, with my demeanor, with my response that I heard them.
He was across the street for 20 minutes.
Yeah, but he heard some other people over there.
Probably gave him the same schmar.
Oh. So I said, it's not him. He's been programmed so many years to not say anything to really bother anybody in a speech, a sermon. He doesn't know how to do anything else. It's always a risk to let your heart come out on your sleeve. And these politicians just try their best not to do it. Not to do it.
This is Christmas time. You should be sharing. Well, I don't know. What does a guy that's worth $250 million share?
Yeah, well, he reminds me every time he sees Romney, he is worth $250. He resents that. He doesn't.
I'm not too keen on him. Believe me, I'm not. I'm not too keen on this other guy.
He just doesn't seem to think he's going to
worth $1 billion.
$1 billion? Oh, brother.
Huntsman.
Well, anyway, I'm not going to vote for Romney. I'm sorry. He just doesn't have enough feelings. His feelings have been, well, maybe a guy that rich doesn't have to have feelings. I don't know. I don't know what. So anyway, after the day with Romney, now I want to mention another thing that I read this morning, and you know I'm pro-life, and I've been protesting abortion for many years. I've kind of taken off from doing that because I've done it so many years, and I'm trying to find another way. Well, today I read in the paper that 2 doctors in Maryland who did abortions, and they happened to harm the woman, perforated her uterus and bowel, and they're being charged with in a late-term abortion. And now they found 35 fetus in a freezer, and one of them was like 36 weeks old. That's 8 weeks. That's 8 months. So I thought, oh my gosh.
Would you find this on the internet?
No, I found it right here in our paper, right here.
Oh.
Then no, I saw it on the internet. I read it on the internet. This paper wouldn't print anything like that, I'm sorry. But these 2 doctors are now being charged with murder.
Oh yeah, well, let's get back to my hat.
He likes a little lighter subject matter.
No, seriously.
I'm winding up the year.
If a Republican,
so I'm going to cover, and that is the reason why I'm not voting a platform for Democrats. Things like that happen. People wait until they're 8 months along and go in and get an abortion. If that's not, that's... And so they'd done it in Maryland, but they'd also done it in another state where the restrictions close to it were more severe. Maryland had lesser restrictions, but this is what you get. When you get less restriction on abortion, you get a baby aborted, it's almost ready to be born. And 35 fetus in the freezer. One of them big enough to be born.
Okay, can I ask you this question? What were they going to do? Cook them up at a later date or something like that? What were they in the freezer for?
Yeah. Oh, I don't know. Maybe
Well, I
haven't got around to.
Sense.
So anyway, we have all sorts of things in the news.
So is everybody else.
Tomorrow night, New Year's. I had a wonderful Christmas with my family.
Yes, wonderful.
And I'm really, on the whole, upbeat and happy. And I hope that you had a wonderful Christmas too.
Christmas
But
is
anyway,
over.
I'm looking forward. Doc and I will be watching the politicians, seeing if somebody can inspire us to vote.
I've already been inspired to vote.
Some politician is going to, seem human, seem caring enough to get our vote, to get my vote anyway. I don't know about him.
I'm voting for the guy that's from Australia.
Oh, but I'm exhausted.
The guy that gets the gators
I
down
passed
here,
a milestone. I've taken my walker on the bus, and people just stumbled over it and did everything that I was afraid they were going to do. But, there was other women with walkers sitting there, so I wasn't alone. We're getting old and decrepit, the aging crowd, but it's much better for me to take the walker and not fall down. I told them on the bus. And they agreed that I should take the walker if I think I might fall down. So I did it.
There you go.
Now I'll be on that bus, whenever I want to.
I know,
I won't be
like
afraid.
that.
I won't be afraid.
I won't have to hold your hand anymore.
Really, what I didn't want to do is I didn't want to be the old slowpoke that everybody had to stumble over their walker. But now I can go to the doctor. I've been putting off going to the doctor because I didn't want to take the walker on the bus. But now I can do it because I've got to. They're changing. Walgreens is going out of business as far as we're concerned. We have to go to CVS now. So I've got to go to the doctor. The first of the year. Huh? Well, have you said what you want to say? Because now I'm going to cut this off. I've told you more or less what's on my mind. And that's
Now, wait a
it.
minute. Wait a second.
What?
I just want to say one thing about this hat.
Yes. Isn't it a thing of beauty? it's
Well,
got character.
No, I know I am, but the hat definitely sucks.
No, it
The
doesn't.
hat sucks.
It's
that's
got
it.
possibilities if you work with it, if you sculpture it.
It's not going to look any better on my head than it already does.
I might have to
Don't let anybody buy you clothes or hats, folks, because sooner or later it's going to come back and bite you right in the you know where.
Oh, here he is, Australian walkabout. He's all ready to go to Australia.
I tell
I'm
you,
so happy.
you know what? When Ronald Reagan was running for president, I used to live in California. He used to be a Democrat. You know that, don't you, folks? And I said, if he gets voted in, I'm moving to Australia. Well, I'm still here. So that tells you how much faith you can put in that thing, you know?
So he's
Oh,
ready to go to
crap.
Australia. Bye now.
Yes.